Okay, so my second journal, which goes out tomorrow, is the Ladies of Grace. And so I had the Holiday Girls and the Ladies of Grace, and this is the journal I made for the Ladies of Grace. And let me do a quick flip through on this one. So you open it up, and I have the sign in here, and I just put my name and when I sent it out. Here's the little note for them, for the ladies getting my journal. And then this is the About Me page, just about me and about my faith journey. This, I have just some little like postcards, and I just want them to fill their card out. Like here I filled my card out, and it's like, I'm from Tennessee, Kingsport, Tennessee, and it's one of America's first professionally master planned and privately funded municipalities, developed in 1917 and designed by John Nolan. Now that is the picture of the town, 1917, and they created the circle and then the roads going out to different sections. And what they did is they split up commercial and industrial and residential, and it was one of the first ones in the United States to do that. That's where I live. And so I gave each lady a card to fill out their own and stick it back in the pocket. And then here is the map, and I colored in my state, Tennessee, and I did mine in purple. And it says, Michelle lives in Tennessee, and I have lived where those little purple dots are. So I've lived in Oregon, and I've lived in California. This one is help decorate my bookshelf, so I colored in some and put some washi tape on some others. And then take one, I made some bookmarks. So I made these bookmarks just to share and put on into here, so anybody can pick one or none. It does not matter. It will not hurt my feelings. Stick it right on into that little pocket. I did a little accordion pocket here and glued down a little funny bow. Here is social media. I want you to know where I can find them. So here's where I can find Michelle, and then Michelle's favorite follows. And so here I have for the other ladies, where do I find them on social media? And of course, social butterflies. And who do they follow on social media? And so I put those in there. And I did the butterflies because, social media, social butterfly. There you go. Here I have the then and now, and I made this little jar, and basically they can open it up and they take 5 cards out of here, and they put in there, it's like you're going to do a then and a now. What was your favorite snack? Favorite color, favorite drink, they're all different. And I just have it in this little organza bag. I have another size bag I might use. It's a little smaller because this one does poke out quite a bit. I was afraid if I just stuck those down in there, they'd be hard to get out. That's why I stuck the bag in there. And then they can glue them down. I put a little paper clip up here that I embellished because I'm holding on this side the Her Story. And so here is her story, my story, and it's about the women of the Bible, and who do you feel like is speaking into your life? How does her faith speak to my life today? And so I picked Abigail and her story, and Abigail is in 1 Samuel, chapter 25, and she had wisdom to come before David and say, forgive your servant, Lord, when she was coming to, when her husband had been very disrespectful to King David. And so I'm going to put that back on there. Hold that there. And these are tab paper clips, so they're supposed to stick up, and I think it turned out so cute. Here's the instructions, and what I did is is I pulled and I did an accordion, and it just says what to do on here. take a sheet, choose a woman, a faith card, fill it out, and place within your signature. So each of the ladies has a signature within my journal, and so they can fill out theirs and put it within their signature. I'm all thumbs, guys. All right. And then here are the other ladies and what they represent, or what their stories are about. So they have several to choose from in here. And then here is a how can I pray for you. Now I have prayer request cards here. And once they fill these out, they can stick them back here so that they can be private. Turn mine upside down. They can be private, and I can pray for them throughout whatever is going on. Okay, now these are the signatures for the other ladies. Each one will have their own signature. And then the last one, some more of those paper clips I've made, but these have pockets on them because these, pull them off. This is a game, Women of Faith Who Said It. And you go in and you pick out a woman of faith. Here's Hannah. But you also have your questions. And so you go in and you look for your, it says, yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Messiah. John 11:7. And then you have to go through the women and see which women, put which woman of faith said it. And then put your name down here, like I have mine here. And then I just taped my cards together with a little bit of washi tape and pushed it on down there. And then I did give them the answer key, which is in here. If they have any questions, they can also go, guess what, to the Bible. So I'm just going to slip that paper clip right back over, and that one right back over. And now that is ready for this game. Favorite movies, so I have just some little film strips here. They can write down their movies. Uh-oh. What stuck? Okay. Pretty pets. So here I have down, where we can put our pet pictures down, and I have Thomas and O'Malley in their embrace. They're brothers. They were our kitties. And Jasmine at 8 weeks old at 6 ounces, and Sweater Weather, where she's sitting pretty in her little sweater. Well, we got some glue there. That's okay. The next one is the someday bucket list, and I put a bucket on here for each lady. And there's mine. So what they can do is pull up their little tab here, put down on their someday list, and put it back in there. So I can kind of see where what other ladies have on their bucket list, what they'd like to do. I would love to go on an Alaskan cruise. I'd love to go see the Grand Canyon, and I'd love to go see Ireland. Well, actually, when things kind of settle down in the world, I would love to go ahead and go over and see Ireland and Australia. But right now, things are so crazy out there, I'm happy at home. And then I just have a pretty page, that's the center one, and then here's our yearbook, and I have places here for each of the ladies to put some pictures, and then I just put me going down 1st grade, 4th grade, 8th grade, 12th grade, so every 4 years, and then me in my 40s, and of course I'm in my 50s now. And then I have a vintage sticker dump, and I put a couple stickers on here. And then the last page are last minute thoughts. And I have here where they can actually write me a little note if they'd rather just pick out a little card, ink it or decorate it, and add it to my page here about their thoughts. They can even just stick it back in the pocket if they want to. And that's it. That's it for this journal. It is going out tomorrow, and I can't wait to see who's what I get back in return. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will now start sharing the journals that start coming into me, and I'm excited about that. Guys, thank you for joining me. If you've not subscribed, I hope you consider doing so now. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and YouTube should notify you when my next video's gone live. As always, stay safe. God bless. Bye for now.